I'm not sure what happened this week because as well as being really tough, the shots from the World Open are also freakishly unusual. But that's not going to stop us from finding the best shots using our regular method by recreating all of them as accurately as possible and then playing these shots in the fewest possible attempts. And we begin with tournament champion Thepchaiya Un-Nooh making this exquisite shot from up by the middle pocket in the middle of a 1-4-7 break. Not only does he pot the black from here, he also drags it in and holds in position for the next red. From here he's able to go on and complete the maximum, not that he makes anything from this, because Ronnie O'Sullivan had already taken the highest break prize with a 1-5-3 earlier in the tournament. I was expecting the pod to be a bit awkward, but I wasn't expecting the positional shot to be so challenging. Not only have you got to play it slow, you've got to drag it in to get a lot of the speed off the cue ball and make sure it doesn't bounce off the top cushion. Thepchaiya made this look incredibly easy, and I'm struggling to get anywhere near this one. You've got to drag it in so slowly that the black only just reaches the pocket at the same time as killing the cue ball and taking all the speed off it. That's the best I can do, and I've just about held for the red. So that turned out to be a little bit tougher than I first thought, so let's move on now to this request from Alfie Taylor, who wants me to have a go at this John Higgins pressure yellow, which he gets, and along with a clearance allows him to take the frame and force a decider against Stan Moody. However, it was Stan who would prevail in the decider and win the match by 5 frames to 4. I've just about got away with that first time and managed to rattle the yellow in. Up next, this weird exhibition shot from Zhao Xintong after he's already won the match. He decides to play this rest shot without a rest. Despite not having a rest, he still manages to pot the pink and get in position on the black. And I want to have a go at this just to see how difficult it is and what I need to do to be able to get it right. My first attempt felt horrible, but I realised if you manage to play the shot without miscuing, it's generally fairly straightforward. It doesn't feel good, but it actually went quite easily in the direction I wanted. Up next is this week's danger shot. As this plant from Shaun Murphy could take some time to get right. He has no shot really here because he can't see through to the red over the pocket and he can't afford to leave it there against Ronnie. So he just gets down and knocks the plant in and goes on to make a 1-3-9 break. Not bad. I'll just be happy if I can get the plant, but this one's going to be really tough because you have to hit it incredibly accurately. Well, I managed to pot the wrong red there, but I'm having difficulty with this one because my body simply won't let me hit one red towards the other. I'm too worried about having to play it accurate, and I know in the back of my mind if I just go to pot the first red, I should be pretty close in getting it. I've finally done it, and I've actually potted both of them. That's pretty good in the end. This next shot was recommended to us by Mr. Andy Davis, and it's an excellent positional shot from Mark Williams as he pots the brown here, playing the cue ball off 2 cushions for almost the perfect cannon on the 3 reds on the top cushion. This allows Mark to go on and take the frame and a 3-1 lead in a match he'd eventually win by 5 frames to 2. That's actually a pretty good first attempt, just struck the white a little bit low there. So I'm hitting it higher on this shot and I've overdone it. I'll get it in a minute, but remember if you see a shot in a tournament you want me to have a go at, just comment it on any one of my videos and eventually I'll give it a go. I'm getting closer here, that was just a little bit high and caught the black. So I've just got to get the white a little bit lower. This looks perfect. I'm on the other side of the table to mark, but with the perfect chance to at least clear the next 3 reds. So I'm definitely taking this one. How about this one now for a pressure pot from Thepchaiya Un-Nooh, who's 5-4 up against Judd Trump and needs the pot on the black for a place in the final. It touches the near jaw on the way in, but it still drops. So let's see how tough this one's going to be. Well, it's definitely tougher than I first thought because I'm nowhere near my first attempt. My second attempt's looking a little bit better here, but it's possible it's rolled off because I played it too slowly. Thepchaiya actually played the shot a little bit harder than this, so I want to match him and hit the shot a little bit harder because I'm not sure if this could roll or not. So let's give it a go with a bit more pace, and this is looking good. It's in the middle of the pocket at the moment, but it's just rolled into the draw and it's dropped, so pretty similar in the end. Judd Trump finds himself snookered on this next shot, but not only does he manage to hit the green, he also knocks it in the pocket. Now, off one cushion with a green being this close, you wouldn't have thought that'd be too difficult, but let's have a go to see. Yep, and in fact, on my first attempt, I've even managed to miss it altogether. I don't think this one is too tough to just hit the green. It's a little bit awkward because of the angle, but once you hit the green, I think the tough bit is going to be potting it. I'm getting closer, but I need to hit it absolutely full, which isn't easy, and I've probably been a little bit lucky with this one. Chang Bingyu is beginning this frame with a cross double. Not only does he get it clean, he also gets the cue ball back safe in behind the brown. However, Wu Yize will go on to win this frame with 102 and therefore take the match. I could have stuck with this first attempt, but I didn't get the white going in anywhere near the right direction. In fact, it's near the bulk pocket and it should be in the middle of the bulk cushion. So I decided to play it with a lot of left-hand side to try and make this angle. But I'm finding this a little tiny bit more challenging, which is why the double just about keeps missing. Until now, that is, when I've got it. However, this time I put slightly too much side spin on the cue ball and end up canning the brown. So I'm going to try this again and try and finally get the cue ball in behind the brown. And I've finally got this one right. I didn't necessarily have to do this, but I'm glad I have in the end. And I've got the white in roughly the right place. A clever shot from Mark Williams here, as he finds a way to get the double in the middle pocket at the same time as playing the cue ball in a safe position. The safe position also happens to be in position on the black, and Mark Williams will go on to win this frame and take the match by 5 frames to 2. My first attempt was close, but it's actually quite an awkward double because of how far the red is down the cushion, although I've got it here, so which of these doubles was the cheekiest? Chang Bingyu's shot was good, but it didn't really go anywhere, so he only gets 2, whereas Mark Williams' shot was quite clever, and it technically won in the frame, so he gets 4, and he's this week's winner. Next, an important snooker escape for Shaun Murphy, who's in a lot of trouble here as David Lilley's just stuck him in behind the black. Shaun manages to come off the top cushion, side cushion, and just about make contact with the green. It does push it towards the pocket, but David will go on to miss the green, and Shaun will be able to take the frame from here. However, Shaun would go 4-1 down in this match from this point, but eventually win it by 5 frames to 4. So this one shot could have made a big difference and stopped him from losing by 5 frames to 0. As you can see, I'm struggling to get anywhere near this one, and I think it's mostly because of how close the cue ball is to the top cushion already. It doesn't take much of a movement one way or the other to miss the green by quite a long way, and I'm finding it a little bit counterintuitive as well. If you move slightly to the right, you think it's going to go to the right of the green, and it doesn't. It goes to the left. Either way, I've just about got my head around it. I've just got to work out now where I need to hit on the cushion to allow me to play it, but it's really not an easy snooker escape. I think this is probably good. Yep, I've made contact with it. I'm definitely taking that. We've got another Zhao Xintong shot coming up right after we find Harris in Rawalpindi, Pakistan, which is there. On to another weird exhibition shot from Zhao Xintong, who is using the rest this time, but he's using it to bridge over the blue by jacking it up in the air. He does this, pots the yellow and screws the cue ball around the angles for position on the green. This is going to be a tough one to play with side, I think. Yes, I was right. The fact that you can't move the rest head very easily make playing with a small trace of side a little bit difficult, because if you just put a little bit too much pace on the cue ball, it's not going to go in. I've actually got it here and got in better position than Zhao did, so I'm definitely taking this one. A nice long red now from Ronnie O'Sullivan off the bolt cushion. Not only did he pot it, get the cannon on the red next to the black, but he'd go on to make a 70 break, taking the frame. Okay, I'm not sure what happened with this one, because for some reason this seems to be a shot I'm having real difficulty with. And it's not the fact that I've got to pot the ball, it's actually lining the shot up in the first place, because the white's supposed to go close to the black and cannon the red. I did notice on my first attempt I hadn't quite got the balls in the correct position, but I've corrected this on the subsequent attempts, and the white's still not going in the right place. I got it spot on there, potted the ball, but I'm still not on the black. I'm going to have to take this one, but I just couldn't get it lined up right for some reason. Last week in the Best Shots of the Welsh Open, you voted for the winning shot to be shot F from Neil Robertson. This long brown, where he screws the cue ball back all the way down the table for position on the blue. I'm not surprised this won, it's a shot I couldn't even get right, so congratulations to Neil. And this week I'm giving you the chance to vote again on the best shots from this video, the World Open. You can do so for free using the link in the description, and I'll announce the winner next time. But if you can't wait for that, have a look at these two videos and catch up on anything you've missed. And remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later.